I'm going to show you everything you need to run a very successful landscaping company. The very first thing you need is obviously a mini skid steer. Now this particular one, an example, is 4 feet wide. Ideally you want a 3 foot wide, but both of my 3-footers are in the shop right now because they're broken. Don't get me started on maintenance. It happens. This is a business. But these machines are going to be more than their weight in gold. They are going to have so much ease for your employees to start digging and doing all the little stuff. Imagine taking all this dirt right there and moving it way over there by hand and shovel. It's going to take a lot longer versus you put one guy here, he can scoop and he can go back and forth, saving you a ton of money because instead of having 3 guys doing the same job, now you only have 1. Look at the bucket. Look at this bucket. This is 2 wheelbarrows for sure, maybe even 3. And you can put this thing full and go back and forth versus half of a wheelbarrow, maybe there's a hill. Not ideal. This is about $60,000. And it's very, very worth it. This is paid off right now. I took a loan on it for 24 months and now I owe $0 on it and it's mine. Precious. Forever. And this one right here is the Ditch Witch SK 1550. Great model. I got this machine in 2021. I paid $60,000 for it. I financed it for 0% for 24 months. It was almost $2,800 and change. But the reason you want to get this, and I've said it a million times, is because imagine there's a pile of dirt right there. Now, that pile of dirt is going to take you a ton of time with wheelbarrows and shovels. But imagine this. You just pull up. PU. Pull up. Pull up to the pile of dirt. Okay, full bucket, scooped it. Now, instead of having 3 guys doing this job, look at all the dirt I put in this machine. Look at the payload we got in here. And it's not even full. I even got a shovel in there. Me personally, it would have took me like 20 minutes to shovel all this. But a real guy, a real man, it would have took him probably 10, maybe 5. But this took me 20 seconds and it was effortless. I didn't get tired. It was easy. I was just chilling, bouncing. The machine was working. Hey, great offer. This one in particular is a 4-foot model. The very first one you need is a 3-foot model, especially if you live in California. You have tight little gates. You need to go in backyards. That's ideal. But if you live in Colorado or Mississippi or Alabama, you got a lot of land, you can go ahead and get the big dog right away. The first mini skid steer that you can get mid-size is this one, is a 1550. The big one we're gonna show you in a bit. This right here is the Big Boss SK 3000, an $80,000 piece of equipment. This was also a 0% finance for 24 months. My payment on this bad boy was $3,800 a month. Now, that sounds a little crazy, and it is, but it's paid off now. I got this in 2022 and it was paid off last year in 2024. Great offer. This thing is overall a overachiever. The footprint is 5 foot wide. Now, if you go to a Caterpillar 259D, it's a 6 foot wide footprint and this thing can do exactly the same amount. And look at the visibility. It's 360. This is why the Ditch Witch is superior to the Cat. Only if you're hopping in and out of the machine. If you are on a farm, if you're grading this land right here, this whole orchard, obviously a 259, probably a 279 would be ideal, 299. But this thing, for what we do in landscaping, you're hopping in and out, you're scooping, you're loading a truck, you're scooping a little dirt, bringing it back and forth. This is perfect. Guys aren't scared of this and they are less reluctant to, oh, it's so scary, it's so big machine. The 279 guys are scared. So let me show you how it works. You turn it on and this actually has a code, which is fantastic. Don't look at my code. It's a very secret code. Only the top level people in the company know the code. What's the code? Let me call Jose. Yo, what's the code? Oh, okay. I forget the code. Ignition alarm. The ignition key may have been left on. Please start the engine and return it. Fires up, no problem. Now, it's evidently clear that I'm one of the best operators of equipment in the world. It is what it is. The only thing you gotta watch out for with these machines is that the track pops off, and this track it's actually original, so it's time to replace it. It's 3 years old, which they're bald. So before the end of the year, we'll replace it and we'll be good to go. Employee trucks. Behind me is an F350. I've had 250s before. They're very similar. The only thing I have to say, you must absolutely, without a doubt, get 4-wheel drive. Do not get 2-wheel drive. 2-wheel drive is a pain in the ass, and these things get stuck. This has a utility box on it, and more importantly, a ladder rack. Now, this ladder rack is very useful. This is not a crew cab. I didn't really care about that. I could have got a single cab, but the extended cab is much better because they get to store stuff in here. But that also gives it an opportunity for people to break into this truck and steal all the stuff inside. That's happened before, believe that. One of these windows is about 400 bucks. So this is a 4-wheel drive XL, and this one's actually gas. A lot of you are like, oh, why didn't you get diesel? Who cares? That's an extra 10 grand that you don't have to spend money on. And this guy is not towing 24/7. Most of the time, he's just going from Home Depot to the job site, doing this, picking up some rebar. The gas engine can do that all the time. If you have a driver and all he does is tow trailers, equipment, going back and forth up hills to the dump, okay, fine, get him a diesel. But for your foreman, for a crew lead, gas all day. If you had to get one truck and one truck only, I would say this would probably come in number 2. The first truck you should get is an F550 dump truck, because that is the first truck that you're going to be sick of driving. You're going to outgrow it and you're going to say, please, somebody take this truck. This thing, you can kind of do it. And you want to be able to buy a truck, use it yourself for a little bit, and then give it to someone else. Delegate, delegate, delegate. You don't want to be stuck behind the wheel of this truck for 10 years of your life and still be a business owner. Not good. This truck right here costs $70,000 out the door. And if it was a diesel, it'd cost another $10,000. If it was 2-wheel drive, it would cost about 63 grand. Good truck. You're gonna have a lot of good memories of this thing. Hopefully, you don't drive it too long and you go ahead and get yourself maybe a Limited or a Cybertruck and you can join the electric gang. Yeah, saving the environment. Woo! If you are a brand new business owner, what you have to do is get a brand new truck. A lot of you guys go and buy used trucks. You can go get this truck used for 40 grand with 150,000 miles, and then the axle breaks, transmission breaks, the wheel bearing goes out, head gasket blows. Then you're in the truck, literally 70 grand. You dump 30 grand into a $40,000 truck, 70 bands. Buy a brand new one. You have a steady payment, $1,400 a month. Boom, you got nothing to worry about. You have warranty from Ford, and Ford does really, really good with their warranties. My 550, one of their cylinders blew up, and they replaced the entire motor for free. Yes, it was still under warranty. Yes, it still took a month, but still it's done. But if I had to replace a motor, it would cost $30,000, and I don't want to do that today, Junior. The next big boy on the block is a 279. This machine is about $85,000, $90,000 when I bought it. Now they're probably 100 grand, 110, 100, 120, whatever it is. This is my favorite machine for actually working nonstop. Like you're cruising, you're hustling, you're moving, you're busting. And this is very sturdy. When you're moving large amounts of soil, hauling stuff, loading semi trucks, this thing has no problem. It doesn't shake. You pick up a pallet, it doesn't do like the none of that. Very sturdy because of the back. We even have the big weights on the back of it. They're counterweights. These are about, I think, 50 pounds each. So there's 200 pounds on the back. And the tracks are very wide. This is a fantastic machine. And if you are just starting a business, I would say get the 3000. But if you're gonna get a legit Caterpillar 279, you cannot go wrong. Cannot go wrong. The only thing is, this is very heavy. When you're loading into the dump trailer, you have to make sure you use the correct legs. And when you buy this machine, do not mess around and get a smooth bucket, get a tooth bucket, and get forks. Each of these machines have to have all of these attachments with it at all times. Don't be one of those that you buy 3 of these and you only buy 1 fork and you're moving the fork around from job. It's a pain in the ass. Just buy the damn fork. And when you buy it with the machine, they can put all this equipment with the loan. It's not like you have to buy the forks for 2 grand right out the gate. You can put it all in the loan. You can wrap it up. That's my advice. And the reason I didn't buy a Bobcat or a John Deere, because when I was a kid and I was driving by these big monster construction sites, all of them were running Cat. So the first machine I went to was Cat. Cat. Marketing. They got me as a little youngster. Caterpillar. You hear that? Caterpillar. More than you can afford, pal. This here is the ultimate go-to trailer that you need to get. This is about $20,000. You can get one for 15 grand. It has a little bit less options. Maybe you can get away with not having this, which is the top pieces. They're like 1,500 bucks. But this is a very heavy duty, 14,000 pound trailer. You can put 10,000 pounds in here, no problem. You can go a little bit more. You can push the limits, no big deal. This is a PJ trailer and it can do 14,000 pounds. I was correct. That's right. It's got a step, it's got a tarp. Some of the things that are very important is you need to have this jack. This jack is super important. And what I was telling you before about loading the big Caterpillar, this is what you must have right here. These little legs. When you're loading that big boy, you put the legs down and you drive it right on up and it distributes the weight evenly instead of putting all the weight on your hitch and maybe even picking up your truck, which is not a good idea. Bad idea.
A few moments later.
And you always have to buy these brand new. If you buy them used from someone that you know that took care of it, okay, maybe, but typically every time someone tries to sell these things, they're beat to shit. They have holes in here. They just take concrete. They take a Caterpillar with a bucket full of concrete and they go up here and they just dump it. Literally holes on the bottom. I've seen some horrible nightmare stories. And remember, these axles are very expensive. They're not cheap. So if you're gonna get one of these, buy new. My very first trailer I bought on a 0% credit card for 16 months. And I was making very small payments. I was making like $500 a month. And after I got my start, like a year in, I was like, bro, I got like 3 grand left on this trailer. I'm just gonna pay the whole thing off. And then boom, paid it off. That's one secret into getting these if you're a brokey. I was once a brokey too. Don't worry. This is my 4th trailer. 4. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. One of the trailers is just for Randy. We got it without the tops, and it's for him moving equipment. It stays at the yard. It doesn't really have loads in it. Yeah, he can get base rock and all that stuff, but it's just his trailer. And then every job site has a trailer for garbage. A lot of people don't do that, but they have messy sites, and I don't want to do that. Clean sites, trailer, done. And now for the enclosed trailer. The reason you want to have this is because you're a traveling circus. You're not going to be going to the yard and then coming back and putting tools in. All tools stay here. They go to the job site. Ow. I didn't see that. All tools stay here. They go to the job site and they're very neatly organized. And the guys even have cookies. Unbelievable. Can you believe that? All the tools that are very important stay here. Hand tools, screws. Like imagine we need screws and they have to run to Home Depot and grab them. That's stupid. We have screws here, we got nails here, we got glue, we got spray paint, WD-40. All the little knickknacks are here. And the reason you want to have one of these versus having it in a truck, because the truck, if your guy leaves to go to Home Depot and the guys need something, they need a level, guess what? They can't. So having one of these is very ideal. It costs about $12,000 to buy one of these trailers. And when you do, you can load it up with a bunch of important tools, jackhammers, jumping jack, compactor, yada, yada, yada. Look at it. We have a box full of tools and the boys literally just make it out of fence panels. Custom, baby. Again, dude, again. So there's about 30 grand in here. And it makes the work go much faster, which is good. And if you're wondering about size, I would recommend you getting a 12-foot minimum, but ideally probably a 14-foot. This one is a 16, but to be honest, I wish I would have got a 14-footer. 14-footer would be much more ideal. It's smaller, and I don't know if you guys remember, the OG YouTube viewers, I used to have 20-foot trailers. I used to have big boys, and I was like, man, bigger the better, it's badass, but it's not, because tools get lost inside the trailer. When we were cleaning out the big trailer and transferring over to the little trailer, the boys found 5 mud mixers. I'm like, why the hell do we have 5? And he's like, oh, we lost 2 of them. And then we found them. It's crazy. So yeah, keep it small. Smaller the better in this case. 9 years in business, you definitely learn these things. On top of hand tools, you also need wheelbarrows. These are about $200 a piece. Get the blue ones. Do not go to Home Depot and get those little wooden ones. You need all steel and a tire that is made out of complete rubber, no air. This is all the equipment you need to start a business. However, to learn more about business, systems, and processes, watch this video. In that video, I cover all the important business aspects that I didn't include in this one. Give it a watch.